Hey, Dave Parrish here with Knack Builders. Got another video for you. Hey, do me a favor. If you like these, like the video, and better yet, subscribe to my channel. That's helpful. But today's topic is, get it right here, sharing page content. Now, typically, when you're building on your pages side, it's best practice to have the high-level pages be built around different user roles. But sometimes you have content that you want all the users to see. One way you can do that is build that content in each of the user roles. Or if it's the same content, you can even build it in one and then copy it over to the other ones. But that's not really that often is tedious because you have to manage multiple pages. If you have to change content or you find a typo and you have 3 user roles, you got to go do it 3 times. There's another approach to that where you can create a completely separate page section and share it with all the different users. It's a big time saver, and it works really well. I'm going to go through how to do that, and I'll be back in a minute. Thanks. Okay, there I go. A topic today, shared page content. Let me call up an app. Right here. This is an app. It's for a university, a big university that gives out grants. People, academics or other schools can apply for these grants. And we have several user roles. This took some, I set this up on purpose. Sometimes you find out later you have a bunch of or you add on user roles and they want to see the same content too. But the content we're talking about here is the details of the application itself. So the admins who are processing the applications want to see, all the details on a detail page. And there's a couple other user roles that want to see pretty much the same stuff. So I might do another video on best practice of this, how you arrange pages and how they revolve around the user role. But we don't want to build this stuff out a bunch of times. Here's the content, by the way. It's got all the boilerplate stuff about who's applying, and then a bunch of all the stuff that they filled out. A lot of stuff here. So here's my point. We're not going to build this a bunch of times. We're going to build it once. So in this case, I create a new page section, plus page here. And I just call it applications. It's not a user role thing. It's where all the details of applications are going to reside and where anyone can get to them. They're going actually to the same page. Now, go here. Here's the key to this. Now follow this. First, when you're setting up the login, you're going to put whatever user role you want to access that into here. Okay? And now, I'm going to go to the first level page here. We're going to put in a table of applications. And by the way, this is key. This is all applications. It's not based on the logged in user or anything. It's every application there is. And the point here is no one's going to see this page. You don't have to pretty this up. You don't have to do anything. What they're going to see is a detail page. Now, how do you make no one being able to see this page? As soon as you make this first page, go to settings. Well, I'm sorry, you're going to go at the top level, applications login, and you're going to go to settings, and you're going to uncheck these two. By default, they're both going to be checked, meaning if this was a page, it would appear as a tab up top. We don't want anyone to see this. This is just allows us access to all the applications. And then we're going to put all the applications on it. Then we're going to create our content however we want. Now, actually, as an aside, the applications, there's several types of applications. So we have a whole bunch of content on this page. And representing all the guts of all the different types of application. You can see this goes on and on. But we use page rules to hide and show certain things. We're going to hide and show, if it's this type of application, we're going to hide all the other type of applications, and so on and so on. So, but that's a little too much detail for this. Now, here's how you access it. Let's just go to Admin Home. This is a table of all the applications. We're going to go to here's what we do. Instead of saying, hey, I want to create, right here, action, I want to create a new detail page. Is what you'd use if you were creating the actual content on that user role. And if you were going to build it the same way for another user role, you'd also recreate that detail, or you could copy it, but it's a detail page. We're not going to do that. We're going to use link to another page. And then we're going to go you're going to find it down here. That's just going to be application details right here. View application details. And then it's going to direct us to this application detail page right here. And this even works if there's, let's say it's salespeople or something. They want to see the details of something, but salespeople are only assigned to their leads or something. When you're so the first table that they see, let's just give an example here. Let's say they only seeing their records, so they're not seeing them all. But when you go to the detail page of that big new table with all of them, they're going to only have access to the stuff they had assigned to, because the detail page will only take them to their stuff. Now, another thing you can do with this is our application detail. Notice here, there's some functions these are what the admin people do when they're processing the application. But some of these other user roles, we don't want them doing this. We just want them to look at it. So again, page rules, which are exceptionally powerful. We can set a page rule that says, hey, let's go find one. Well, there's a bunch of them here. The point is, if page rule would be I'll do a broad one. If account user role is not admin, we're going to hide this content, we're going to hide that content, and we're going to hide this content. So even though we're trying to create a page here that everyone can access, we can have some different functionality that hides and show based on the user role, and still keep that one page that we can manage. Again, if we need to make changes, there's a typo, whatever, we can do it one time. That's the gist of this. Now I'm going to put one caveat on this. Our special page here that has all the applications. Now there's nothing really sensitive in this, but if you had sensitive data, stuff when someone clicked the detail view and it's bringing up social security numbers or date of birth or whatever we're going to consider sensitive, let's go to, well, the point is the URL up top, not this URL, this is URL on the page, but in the live app, if someone was clever, they could figure out the app or the whole URL structure and fiddling around, they might be able to figure out how to get to this actual page. That's not good. So if you had real sensitive information, I'd do it the long haul way and build it out separately within each user role that's that own content, and no one's going to be able to get to other stuff. So that's what I got. I use this all the time. If it's best, if you know all your user roles and you can plan it out and make these, that's best. But on a lot of builds, you just pop, I need this user role. I didn't tell you about that. Or then you start adding them. But if you think you're going to need it, build it out like this up front, and then it works well. Okay, folks. Appreciate it. Thanks.